Hi, my name is Andrea Satyam Von Rueben. I am already on YouTube with some of my short meditations, and I would like to share something different with you today. I was triggered myself just a few days ago, which I have to say, of course, in the times that we live in, with the news that come out and with the state of our awareness in general as humankind, as far as humankind is concerned. In my being triggered, it catapulted me into the urgency to bring across a message. And that is that we have to allow ourselves to use the potential that we have, that is God given to us. And the potential to think with a right mind, to allow our mind to be connected to our heart, to allow the heart to be part of our mind speaking. And that allows natural availability to be vulnerable, available, and open. And so that's from that place I would like to share with you today. The frustration that I have being in that state most of the time is that my sensitivity level is so potent that I easily get triggered. And certain things happen where then I get this anger arise in me where I want to change things. I want to break it over the knee, I want to save the earth. I want to change human behavior and thinking. And of course I can't do that. I can only change myself thinking and my own behavior. I can only give attention to something that's important to my heart. I feel like caring to me for every detail is more important than not to. And as there's the saying, the devil is in the detail. If we look at the idea behind that, it means because you will be made responsible for everything that you do if you don't pay attention to the detail. That's why we are asked to read the fine print before we sign a contract, for example. Because some of those things that don't want to be communicated directly, that may come from a more destructive mind, that have otherwise no outlet. We don't allow our boys to hit each other anymore because otherwise, that's not right behavior. But how can they find out how it hurts? Is only by either hitting them then their own fist on the table or against the wall. Then they will feel how much that hurts themselves, their own body. But we're not, of course, allowed to bring any violence towards each other. But what has happened coming out of that is that the violence that is happening is a little bit under the cover. And the violence is now against the earth. It's against, not anymore against each other as human beings. We only allow that when we play it out during a war, or the idea of we need military influence to straighten out the peaceful people who are saying they don't like something. And what is important to me today to pass on to you is a rethinking, a renegotiating, a recharging, a reconnecting, a recognizing, and a refurbishing of habitual ideas and being invested in a particular fixated form when mental capacity and thinking is in the fixed duality, always going back and forth between the two poles and opposites. So whether I think one is good and the other is bad. What good and bad means depends entirely of what I think about that. What's in my category of wrong or right. It's no longer because I am in my heart and I am coming from a caring place where I don't want to have to feel more powerful only by defeating someone else. I don't have to squish the spider to feel better and more safe in my house, and it's my house. I can take the spider outside when most likely I have been the one who actually built the house in the spider's territory, and it needed to find a different place. And then, of course, the practice of acceptance of what is to see that and allow that to be in people because it's also in me. My destructiveness then goes to destruct the places that want to destruct or the people who want to destruct unconsciously. But it's the same energy. Or if I don't want to hurt someone, often what we do as women is we rather hurt ourselves. We undermine and deny ourselves our anger when we actually need it. So this place that we are in right now as humanity is something that needs our attention. And let's practice it in the daily life of allowing the joy of living to be part of what we're doing, everything that we're doing. And if we have to do something we do not like or enjoy, to still say yes to that and see whether it changes our doing. If we accept what we're doing, it has a different energy. So the things that we have created and how the world is set up, even if you take out the spoon when you've put in the milk into the coffee and it's already now turned into a different color, even if you take the spoon out, it will be completely already mixed up. We cannot separate the milk from the coffee anymore. So how can we save life on this earth, and how can it be switched around? I don't think it cannot be by thinking one part A is right and part B is wrong, or if I only choose that, then that to me is I have to make that right. It's not maybe about evil and good. It's not about the right and wrong. But it's about coming back to the fullness of our feeling and being alive. And allow everything to be seen from our heart, and it's beautiful. And then maybe we stop treating each other harshly, not because we think we shouldn't, but because we don't want to anymore. We only want to do good to each other. And it looks like we might get forced into a time where resources will become shorter and we have to start sharing what we have. Now that's a concept that we actually originally come from, as the earth is sharing with us everything that it provides, but we need to share with the earth and also our full physical power. We need to work the land to get the farming going. We need to plant the seed to allow it to grow. Then it just grows because nature has its way. And earth will have a way of replenishing. But allowing the rethinking, the repositioning, the renegotiating in me every day, then I can accept, even if someone says I need to squish the spider, I can cry it out. And then that's how I transform that energy in me. And then it might be inspiring to find a different way. It can work if we all allow that to work. So the rethinking of we are deprived of what we like to do, which is like we like to be together, we like to hold each other, we like to love each other, we like to take care of each other. And now we can't be close to each other even. It's bringing up a lot of aggression in many, many people. It's bringing up a lot of hardship for so many. A lot of people are dying. And they're letting go of the body. The body lets go of them because it cannot hold that person anymore. And what happens then is a mystery to us, and we're not supposed to know. But in my time of experiencing out of body, I have had no fear. But I still like to be alive, and I don't want to have to die. But I can reposition myself towards it every moment, where I just enjoy being here, no matter what is. And if I'm asked to shelter in the house, if I'm asked to be, respectful and wear a mask, if I'm asked to not put my hands on bodies, because that is what I do when I treat people, then I have to find a different way of how I do good, of how I share. And that's what I'm doing. So you're doing me a favor too by listening and finding that place in you of how can I say yes to something that I actually don't like or that doesn't feel comfortable? How can I say yes and come back to my flexibility and being in the flow? Meditation is not something that I only do in the 15 minutes or half hour every day that I give myself time to. It is constant in my finding what is in me and arising in me, whether that's in reaction or in response. So, yeah, there it is. And that's all for today. Thank you for listening.